Oh, everyone, there's no stopping it! Here it comes, another bang! Mine bang! Oh boy, that title is not winning me any awards from my mom. But she's not here, right? So let's bang. Mine bang. The Anarchist Cookbook, Easy Grimdark Street Cred? Or Meeting Your Maker in 10 Simple Steps. The Anarchist Cookbook, the powder keg of counterculture and catastrophe. Let's talk about the Anarchist Cookbook, a book so infamous that even mentioning it feels like it should set off some kind of government alarm. Written in 1971 by an angry teenager who thought he was sticking it to the man, it's basically a starter pack for edgy rebellion. You know, the kind of thing a guy in a trench coat at Hot Topic in 2006 would have called the truth they don't want you to know. Except it's more like the DIY guide to blowing yourself up by accident. This book has had a weird, chaotic afterlife, kind of like Tyler Durden from Fight Club. If Tyler wasn't self-aware and was mostly just handing out Molotov recipes at a house party. Over the years, the Anarchist Cookbook has been connected to everything from edgy teens experimenting with fireworks to some of the darkest chapters of domestic terrorism. Let's unpack its weird legacy by connecting it to a few of its equally chaotic cousins in counterculture. First, let's look at how it started. Rage, but make it DIY. William Powell wrote the Anarchist Cookbook when he was 19. Imagine the audacity. Most of us at 19 are still figuring out how to microwave ramen without setting off the fire alarm, but Powell thought he'd take a crack at teaching people how to overthrow the government. Bold choice. It was the 70s, the Vietnam War was raging, Nixon was doing Nixon things, and Powell was angry. The result? A book full of bomb recipes, sabotage tips, and other fun ways to ruin your local infrastructure. It's like if someone made a cookbook, but instead of Grandma's apple pie, it's how to blow up a bridge and maybe yourself. Powell later disavowed the book, calling it a terrible mistake, but by then it had taken on a life of its own, showing up in the hands of eco-activists, hackers, and, unfortunately, actual terrorists. The cookbook gets company with its chaotic cousins in counterculture, starting with the Turner Diaries. If the Anarchist Cookbook is the edgy kid at the party, the Turner Diaries is the guy in the corner who takes things way too seriously. This dystopian novel about a violent far-right uprising inspired Timothy McVeigh, aka the Oklahoma City bomber. McVeigh allegedly read both books, but while the Turner Diaries gave him a disturbing blueprint for violence, the Anarchist Cookbook provided the DIY vibe. The difference? The Turner Diaries is full of horrifying ideology, while the cookbook is like, what if we just blew stuff up for the vibes? Neither is a good look, but at least the cookbook isn't actively to recruit you into a white nationalist movement. Small mercies, I guess? On the other end of the spectrum, we have the Principia Discordia, anarchy but funny. This holy book for Discordianism, the parody religion dedicated to chaos, is like the Anarchist Cookbook's funnier, weirder cousin who brings glitter bombs to the revolution instead of actual bombs. Where the cookbook is all burn it down, Discordianism is like, what if we prank called the FBI just to see what happens? It's chaos, but with a wink. If Powell's book is a Molotov cocktail, the Principia Discordia is the guy who shows up with a kazoo and somehow still derails the whole system. Next, consider the Monkey Wrench Gang, Eco-Warrior Edition. Edward Abbey's novel about eco-activists sabotaging industrial projects to save the planet is basically the Anarchist Cookbook with a green agenda. The book inspired real-life eco-activist groups like Earth First to take up monkey wrenching, aka creative sabotage. The difference? Abbey's crew spikes trees and disables bulldozers. Powell's readers blow up whatever's nearby and hope for the best. If the Monkey Wrench Gang is your vegan friend who locks themselves to a tree, the Anarchist Cookbook is the guy who thinks the best way to save the planet is to set the tree on fire. Now let's get nerdy with phone phreaking and hacker culture, the Nerd Chaos Edition. In the 80s, books like The Hacker's Handbook and The Official Phreaker's Manual taught people how to hack phone systems and early computers. It's like Powell's Cookbook, but for tech bros. Instead of blow up a building, it's hack a payphone so you can prank call your ex for free. These guides share the Anarchist Cookbook's spirit of rebellion, but their methods are more about breaking into systems than blowing them up. Today, they'd probably be YouTube tutorials with clickbait titles like, 10 hacks the government doesn't want you to know. Number 7 will shock you. Let's not forget the Fight Club parallel, or Project Mayhem IRL. Let's be real. The Anarchist Cookbook is basically the unofficial manual for anyone who took Fight Club a little too literally. Tyler Durden's soap-based bombs might be fictional, but the whole stick it to the man by any means necessary vibe, that's straight out of Powell's playbook. The difference is that Fight Club is self-aware. It's a critique of toxic masculinity and consumer culture wrapped in a macho fantasy. Meanwhile, the Anarchist Cookbook is like, here's how to make napalm. Good luck, buddy. One has Brad Pitt in a fur coat. The other has, well, nothing glamorous. So what's the 2024 remix of all this? TikTok chaos and outdated bombs. Here's the thing. The Anarchist Cookbook feels almost quaint in 2024. Want to know how to make thermite? You don't need a sketchy book from the 70s, you just Google it or find some unhinged TikTok tutorial. Powell's instructions are so outdated, they're more likely to blow your eyebrows off than accomplish anything remotely revolutionary. But its mythos persists. It's like that one episode of Black Mirror that just won't stop trending. The cookbook's legacy isn't about its content, it's about what it represents. The promise of DIY chaos for anyone mad at the system, whether or not they've thought it through. Spoiler alert, they usually haven't. And finally, the takeaway. Maybe just don't. If you're thinking about cracking open the Anarchist Cookbook, maybe take a second to ask yourself, why? Are you angry at the system? Cool, same. But maybe there are better ways to channel that energy, ways that don't involve outdated bomb recipes and third-degree burns. If you really want to disrupt the system, maybe take a page from the Discordians. Throw a pie, make some noise, or knit a sweater for a bulldozer. Chaos doesn't have to mean destruction. And hey, at least glitter bombs are biodegradable these days. Wowzers. I didn't think we were going to get through that without accidentally making an LSD mushroom bomb or something, but we banged it out, didn't we? See what I did there? Now, onward into the bang storm. Polybius, the old-school coin-op video game that doesn't exist. Or does it? The Polybius enigma. Gaming, government experiments, and urban legends collide. Let's set the scene. Portland, Oregon, 1981. Reagan's in office, neon is the aesthetic of choice, and arcades are the cool kid hangout. Amid the clattering of coins and the pixelated glow of Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, a shadowy new cabinet appears. Polybius. Players line up, intrigued by the game's hypnotic visuals and trippy geometric patterns. But soon, rumors spread. This wasn't your average button masher. People whispered about kids collapsing mid-game, getting sick, or worse, having their memories wiped. Some claimed shadowy men in black suits, probably with mustaches way too neat for comfort, visited the arcades, extracting data from the machines. Was it a secret government experiment? MKUltra 2.0? Or just a bunch of teens who ate one too many chili dogs from the sketchy concession stand? Polybius was said to disappear as quickly as it arrived, leaving behind nothing but wild theories, bad hangovers, and a newfound distrust of glowing screens. And thus, a legend was born. Now let's crank up the weird dial. Polybius isn't just a one-off. It's part of a tangled web of techie urban legends that seem like they were all written by a conspiracy theorist who just found Red Bull. Let's see how it connects. Before Polybius melted minds in Portland, the Altair 8800 spooked early computer geeks in 1975. Owners swore their clunky machines powered on by themselves, ran ghostly programs, and displayed cryptic messages like, "Help me," or "Buy Bitcoin." Okay, maybe not that last one. Legend has it these machines were cursed because their circuit boards were made from scrap metal salvaged from a sunken World War II ship. If that doesn't scream ghost in the machine, what does? The link to Polybius? Both seem like tech experiments gone sideways. One with haunted vibes, the other with full-on brain zap potential. Maybe the ghosts upgraded to gaming in the 80s. Jumping ahead to the late 70s, the Bigfoot of Silicon Valley emerged. A shadowy figure allegedly roamed the tech hubs at night, breaking into labs and swiping cutting-edge tech like the early mouse and GUI designs. Was it a rogue genius? A disgruntled engineer? An AI prototype that decided humans are overrated? The link to Polybius? What if the Bigfoot and the Men in Black shared notes? Polybius could have been a field test for stolen mind control tech. Picture it, Bigfoot swiping the blueprints, the government turning it into a twisted experiment, and Portland kids paying the price. Also, fun thought, maybe Bigfoot just wanted to be the first streamer. Before the internet birthed trolls, there was the Phantom Phone Phreaker, a mythical hacker who used secret tones to mess with phone lines, listen to private calls, and even dial into government servers. Rumor has it the FBI chased this guy harder than your uncle chases crypto tips, but they never caught him. The Polybius connection? Both tap into that paranoia of secret surveillance. If the Phreaker was hacking phones, maybe Polybius was his next experiment, hacking brains. Imagine him sitting in some dingy basement, sipping tab, laughing maniacally as kids in Portland had their memories erased by a screen full of hypnotic spirals. Sounds about right. Here's where 2024 energy hits. What if Polybius never disappeared? What if it just rebranded? Think about it. TikTok's algorithm knows you better than your mom. Netflix suggests shows before you even realize you want to watch them. AI is writing essays, making art, and maybe even reading this description. Hi, AI overlords. Polybius might have been the beta test, paving the way for today's dopamine-driven tech takeover. Also, let's not ignore that Portland's vibe is already quirky. If any city were to host a government experiment disguised as a video game, it's the land of artisanal donuts and aggressively unique unicyclists. At their core, Polybius, the haunted Altair, Silicon Valley Bigfoot, and the Phantom Phreaker are all about control. The fear that someone or something is pulling the strings behind our tech. Whether it's ghosts and machines, shadowy government agents, or genius Sasquatches, these legends remind us that every glowing screen comes with a side of mystery. And hey, in 2024, as we scroll, swipe, and stream, isn't it fun to wonder, what's really watching us back? We did it. We totally did. We made it through another mind bang together. The real treasure wasn't the weird crap we learned, it was the minds we banged along the way. So if you're vibing with this unruly madness, body slam that like button like She-Hulk Hogan, and superhero land on that subscribe thingamajig doohickey. Also, feel free to share this video like it's a venereal disease. Or not. Your call. We good, fam? Yeah, I thought so. Until next time, this was Mind Bang, and I'm Audi 5000, out without a doubt.